All right, welcome back to the Home Buyer Series. Today we're going to have a really interesting topic. And so I'm going to actually have Kate lead us off because this is really, it's in her ballpark, her wheelhouse. So Kate, what's today's topic?
What happens after your offer gets accepted? So obviously your offer gets accepted, we get the contract in, disclose the loan estimate, you sign the loan estimate in the disclosure packet, then we order appraisal, okay? So you pay for the appraisal up front, it gets ordered, gets scheduled. What happens if it comes in light? That's really the question that we want to dig into.
That's a great topic. That's a great topic. It happens all the time. Yep.
So, John, what are 3 ways that we handle light appraisals?
All right, so light appraisal. So let's make an assumption here so we can work with an example. The house appraised $30,000 light. It's a big number. So it appraised $30,000 light, which means that you offered maybe $330,000 for the house, and the bank has come out and said, we think it's only valued at $300,000. So there's a $30,000 spread. So the first and most obvious and the easiest way to go is just have the buyers pay the difference. If they're willing to, buyers just pay the difference. You go and say, here's what it is. This is what you offered. We want you to cover that difference. The second option is you can negotiate. Right? So you go back and the 2 sides come together and say, here's what I want, here's what you want. Let's try to find some common middle ground and figure it out. But what's the third option? Because that's the one we really want to dig into.
Challenging the appraisal, okay? First and foremost, the question is, what do we not agree with it? Your agent, who should have run comps before structuring that offer that went in before you even had that offer accepted, did they know that the home was going to not appraise? Did we have a plan for there? But if they assumed that it was going to appraise for $330,000, they must have had comps that they ran. They must have some kind of proof that says that yes, that house is worth that $330,000. So if it comes in at $300,000, first question is, what went wrong?
Exactly.
Did the appraiser not look at the right comps? Did the appraiser decide it was zoned as a duplex and it's actually zoned as a single family? And that made the appraisal come in light. So what was the factor that the numbers were off to begin with?
Condition's another one. Condition on the appraisal. If you read into your appraisal, there's a line in there that has condition, and it has the condition of the target property as well as the comp properties. So you want to make sure the condition is proper, because if that condition is marked down to, say, average, when the house has been renovated, rehabbed, and it's maybe it's good or slightly above average, condition makes a big difference in final valuation, but it also counts against the comps. If the comps you're using are houses that are, let's just say the house has been fully renovated, looks beautiful, but the comps they're using are 1975 and they have all the old everything, bathrooms, the pink tiles that people used to love, the green carpets that people used to put in, the shag. So condition makes a big impact on the quality of the appraisal. So, and especially when you're talking about, so let's assume you're talking about a duplex or a multifamily like you brought up. There's 2 facets of the appraisal when you're dealing with multifamily. The first part of it is your comp analysis, which is going to be the properties that are sold that are similar in a certain radius and range of that property. The other part of it, though, is the actual rents that are charged, and this is where a lot of agents miss. They don't look at the secondary part of that appraisal and see, are they using the right comps for the rents? They might be using the right comps for the sales, but the rents could be off. I had this happen on one of my properties where they underestimated the average monthly rent significantly by $600. Which made a huge impact on the value of the property, because the income-based approach, which is your rents, changes the valuation of the property and changes your cap rate. So these are all really important things to look at if you come in a little undervalued. So in challenging the appraisal, though, what steps do we have in challenging the appraisal? So it comes onto your side, and I'm the agent, and I call you and say, I don't agree with the appraisal. It's way too, $30,000 is too much money. We can't just wipe that under the rug. The buyer doesn't want to pay it. The seller doesn't want to give it. What can we do?
Well, if it is a conventional loan, for example, we have to have a good reason to order another appraisal. Okay. If we're going to be ordering another appraisal or challenging the appraisal, we need to have proof, documentation. We're going to reach out to the appraisal management company. Hey, your appraiser did a horrible job with this appraisal. They were completely wrong. And here's why we think that. So we can go directly to the appraisal management company and explain to them why we think it's off and see if the appraiser will change their mind. If the appraiser will absolutely not change their mind, I am set, I'm right, you're wrong, for a conventional loan, we can, basically restart that appraisal process, but not with FHAs.
Right.
Not for FHAs. FHA appraisals get tied to the property for 120 days. So if you're not happy with that appraisal and the appraiser is not changing their mind and refuses to, work with us, your only option is either A, to qualify for a conventional loan, a different loan product, or wait the 120 days and then try again with a different appraisal. Yeah.
Your government-backed loans are a little bit harder to work around, but if you have that conventional loan, at the end of the day with the conventional, you can submit for a challenge or even a reappraise, but you still have to have the numbers in your favor. So you can't just do it because I feel like it. You really need to have, so this is where the agents need to work together with the lender. So the lender gets together with the listing agent, who gets together with the buying agent, and the three of us all work together and figure out, what do we disagree with? What aspect of this is wrong to us? And what's our support of that? It can't just be, well, I don't like it, so that's just the way it is. It has to be based on fact. So if it's a comp thing, here's the comps that we used and why are they different? So we all work together to make sure that if we're going to challenge the appraisal, if we're going to go and resubmit, we want to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row and we have all of our information is accurate. And that's why it's so important. We say all the time to always work local. This is another one of those reasons why you want to work local. The lender in a local situation generally knows the agents, both sides, buying and listing. So it's really important that all three people work together seamlessly and cordially to get to the objective, which is finding the right valuation on the property.
I have a perfect example of that with working together with local agents.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Working together with agents. So my one of the closings that I had last week, it was put down as a single family home. My clients are like, oh, I'm buying a single family home, but it had a second kitchen upstairs. So the appraiser went out there and she saw that second kitchen and she's like, oh, this is a duplex. So no ands, it's going to take me, extra time to do this appraisal and I have to appraise this duplex. The comps in the area made that appraisal come in $49,000 light.
Oh my God.
The seller was like, I guess I'm taking it off the market. And the buyer is like, oh, I am not buying a house that's not worth, I'm not bringing an extra $49,000 to closing. So, everyone was about to give up, but me, the realtor, and the buyer's agent and the listing agent all got into a group chat on a call. What's going on? Let's review this appraisal together. Let's figure it out and brainstorm. Turns out, obviously, here's the zoning docs. Here's the tax assessor's letter saying that it's a single family. That appraisal should have come in at value with just the subject to of removing that second stove. That's really all it should have been, but the appraiser refused to change the report. She did not care that it was tax assessed and zoned as a single family. She's like, it's a duplex. I don't care. I'm not changing it. So we had to order another appraisal. It came in above purchase price. So the buyer was obviously happy with that. Single family, no ands, ifs, or buts. So it was a great success story, but working together and having that team meeting with both agents for both parties.
So important.
So important. It was really what got that deal done.
Yeah, and that's a really important note. Is it came in almost $50,000 off, but the three people work together. And sometimes you get an appraiser who's not willing to change their mind. They are steadfast. They're going to hold firm on what they believe in, even if there's a pretty simple solution. In this case, it was a simple solution. But the agents and the lender, they work together. Again, this is one of the benefits working local is you have people who can do this, who work together well. And this was a $50,000, $49,000, but basically a $50,000 difference for everybody involved. It was a difference of not closing and closing, getting a great property and losing an opportunity. That's why it's so vital. So this was a great topic. I'm glad we approached this one. These are the kind of things, the things that happen in the process that you don't think about as to why you want to work with certain agents or certain lenders. These are some of those reasons why. So we're going to dig into topics like this as we go forward in the series some more.
I love it. I think that, providing the education so that buyers, sellers know what to expect from the process, have a real experience, that the stories that they hear from us, It's so important.
So thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you should still click the like button. It's just a nice thing to do. And follow both. Follow us both. We'll have the links down below. Follow both the channels. This is our weekly series, John and Kate Talking Real Estate. We're going to be doing this every week with different topics, different information, valuable stuff for you guys. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Kate. Another great one.